Hello, everyone, and welcome to DevSecCon India. For those of you who are first time here, DevSecCon is a global community. We're here to educate and enable everyone in application security and DevSecOps. And I'm really excited to have our first chapter event in India today. So for those of you, as I said, it's first time here, if you head over to DevSecCon.com, you can find out all about what we do. But today we're actually going to be driving all our questions through our Slack community. So if you head over to DevSecCon.com, click on Slack in the top bar, you'll be able to join there. And there is a DevSecCon India channel now that we'll be having loads of conversations in today. But that's enough from me. I'm Sam. I kind of organize the global community, but I'm actually joined today by Vandana. I'm going to bring Vandana in, who is our India chapter leader. Welcome, Vandana.
Hi, Sam. Thank you so much.
No, thanks for joining us. We're really excited for this chapter to kick off and to have you on board to help us bring some awesome content to the India community.
Absolutely. I'm equally excited, and it's an honor to be part of DevSecCon in any ways. And when you asked me to be part of DevSecCon India, I was mesmerized. Like, yes, this is it. I'm going to go for it.
Amazing. Well, I'm really excited to work with you on this. And obviously for anyone watching who would like a DevSecCon chapter in their community and in their region, you can find all the applications form on the DevSecCon.com website. Please apply. We'd love to have you part of the community, as we'd love to obviously educate more and more humans about security and how they can kind of bring that security into their development pipeline.
Absolutely. And this is one amazing community which is supportive of everyone who wants to be part of it, who wants to contribute to DevSecOps processes, cloud security, application security. So please do feel free to reach out to the very amazing Sam.
And to you now. Cool. So before we bring our speaker up, I just want to remind everyone, if you'd like to ask our speaker questions today, please pop on over to our Slack community. You can find it on DevSecCon.com. We'll be taking all our questions there, so pop it on over and yeah, we'll feed those questions through. But shall we bring in our speaker, Vandana? Let's do it. Priyam, I think you need to put your camera on for us to see you. Priyam, are you there?
Priyam, can you please turn on your camera and we'll just get started with it.
Yes. Hello, welcome.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, we're live on stage. Welcome, Priyam.
How are you? We are live on stage.
I am good. Actually, I can hear you, but not Sam.
No problem. Vandana, do you want to introduce Priyam and I'll pop to the backstage?
Yes, absolutely.
And I'll leave you two to it.
Thank you so much, Sam. All right. So good to see you again, Priyam.
Yeah, it's nice to be there again.
So hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in our first meet for DevSecCon India. And you will see a lot of exciting things which are going to be coming up. And for today's session, we have Priyam with us, who is very much into the DevSecOps model. She's currently serving at CloudNative. And she's also part of many communities wherein she tries multiple things. She's one of the chapter leader for InfoSec Girls, and she also very much involved in Null community and does a lot of volunteering. Now I will give it over to Priyam to take over the stage and start with the presentation.
Thank you, Vandana, so much for the great introduction. Okay, so let's start with the talk. The topic for today's talk is cloud native way of doing DevSecOps. So before that, a little about me. So I am currently in my final year doing graduation in CSC. I work at CloudNative as a DevSecOps engineer. So CloudNative is an easy to use cloud native security monitoring SaaS platform. And I I am Chandigarh chap lead at InfoSec Girls, and InfoSec Girls is a community for women and students who are passionate about information security. And I also work at Null as a volunteer, and I do social media tasks for Null. So let's move towards the content which I will be covering today. So firstly, we will know what is Cloud Native, then what is GitHub Actions, and we will be creating a CI/CD pipeline with GitHub Actions. I will give the demos also along with each step of the pipeline, and in the last, I will give the conclusion for the same. Okay, so this is the first thing. What is cloud native? Let's know what it actually means. So, cloud native means that it is an application or a product which is designed in such a way that it inherits the advantages of cloud along with the scale, agility, and cost efficiency. So, what is scale over here? It refers to the ability to increase or decrease IT resources as needed to meet changing demand, and agility is the ability to do the minimum necessary to get any job done, and is the ability to adapt the changing conditions. So few of the features of the cloud native is like first one, microservices architecture. It is a structure in which an application is a collection of small services, and each is responsible for doing a particular job. These small services are independent of each other, and they don't make a like they make a complex unit that is more efficient, and it's easy to manage. Next comes the next feature is that it's a containerized infrastructure. So containers encapsulate all the software code and dependencies of microservices into lightweight packages so that they can be tested and deployed in any infrastructure. The benefit of containers is that it is faster and more secure development of application and features, and it is also like more reliable and flexible. Is there like if there is an issue with a particular microservices, the issue can be isolated, and or yeah, it can be fixed within the container like without affecting the entire application. The next one, the important one, is like CI/CD development framework. So CI/CD is like continuous integration and continuous delivery. So in CI, developers regularly merge their code changes into a central repository, and after which like automated builds and tests are run to find any issues with any of the components or microservices as early as possible. So, like continuous delivery means that the code is ready at any given time to push to the production and goes live whenever it is scheduled. So, the next is that why cloud native is exciting for a learner of DevSecOps. So, firstly, that as it implements development and operation and security practices in a way that fully integrates with cloud capabilities, and a cloud native implementation uses and secures scalable dynamic components. The various tools, configurations, and systems are managed with automation. This automation enables to quickly and protectively like make changes to application, and it reduces manual work so that like it is on the repetitive or tedious tasks. After the in knowing what is cloud native, let's move towards what is GitHub Action, because I will be deploying the pipeline further with the help of GitHub Actions only. So what is GitHub Actions? It is an API like for cause and effects on GitHub. It orchestrates any workflow based on any event, while the GitHub manages the execution and provides rich feedback and secures every step along the way. And the GitHub action let us build, test, and deploy our code right from the GitHub. And we can, yeah, also assign code reviews and manage the branches. And if there are any issues on the way, we want with the actions can be resolved. And the GitHub Actions are designed to help in building any robust and dynamic automations. The advantages are, firstly, for like GitHub Action is free tier users. And so GitHub Actions users is free for both public repositories and self-hosted runners. For like private repositories, each GitHub account receives a certain amount of free minutes and storage. And like it depends on the product used with the account. And any users beyond the included amount is controlled by like spending limits. Then second benefit is that marketplace for pre-built actions. So use pre-built workflows, actions, and tasks from marketplace easily, and built-in storage for packages. So GitHub Actions help you like automate your software development workflows in the same place you store packages, and collaborate on pull requests and issues. And next advantage is secrets management. So you can store sensitive information as a secret in your organization or repository or environments. So GitHub encrypts all the secrets which are used in the workflows and pass it by secret dot the secret name. I will be showing the demo further in the talk. Then comes some of the terminologies which we should know about GitHub Actions if we are working on it. First is like workflow. So what is workflow? A workflow is a configurable automated process which is made up of one or more jobs. You must create a YAML file to define your workflow configuration. Then second comes runner. Runner is a GitHub action. So GitHub action helps to automate tasks within a software development lifecycle, and a runner is the mechanism on which a GitHub action job runs. Or a runner listens for available jobs, run one at a time, and reports the progress, logs, and results to GitHub. So GitHub hosted runners are based on Ubuntu Linux or Microsoft, Windows, Mac OS, and each job in a workflow runs in a fresh virtual environment. Trigger events for triggering the workflow. We have like various options available. We can like trigger it whenever we push a code, or whenever like we have to mention on push or on push pull request, on or on any release. When there is any new release in the project, then on release the workflow gets triggered. It can be also scheduled by like cron. We can mention the time period at which we have to schedule it. It can be scheduled, and the shortest interval on which you can run scheduled workflows is once every 5 minutes. And cron is a standard Unix utility that is used to schedule the commands for automatic like execution at specific intervals. And the last the other way to trigger the events is like you want if you want to do it manually, then in the workflow, that is the YAML file, you have to mention on workflow dispatch. So I will be showing all this further if you don't get it right now. There after that comes marketplace. So GitHub Marketplace is a new way to discover and purchase tools that extend your workflow. Find apps to use across your development processes, from continuous integration to like project management and code review. More than a like dozen integrates have apps in GitHub Marketplace today, including Travis CI, AppWare, Waffle. The advantages of using workflow. So the benefits for using the workflow is the GitHub action can prove to be highly beneficial for the startups, as it will enable them in creating custom somewhere software development lifecycle, that is SDLC workflows for their projects. This can save a lot of time and the project cost in the long run. The MNCs usually have multiple teams working on a single project. GitHub Action also helps in simplifying such like multi-hierarchical workflows. Some benefits like built into the GitHub, multi-container testing, multiple CI templates, great free plan. So here is the structure, like just a simple structure for the CI/CD. First, I will be explaining about SAST, show the demo, then code quality analysis, then comes SBOM, then setting up the application through AWS and DAST, and then the deployment of the application. Over here, I will be using a demo application that is Sweet CRM. Okay, so first let's know about what is SAST. Static analysis or static application security testing is a testing methodology that analyzes source code to find security vulnerabilities that make organization applications susceptible to attack. So SAST scans an application before the code is compiled. It's also known as white box testing, as the tester has access to the like underlying framework design and implementation. The application is tested inside out, and it helps in identifying vulnerabilities in the initial stage of the development and quickly resolve issues without breaking builds or passing on vulnerabilities to the final release of the application. Now I will be showing the demo on the GitHub action. So here is the repository in which the workflows are present. The SAS Scan YML we will be opening. It's already opened. Okay, so the way how we write the YAML file is we first provide the name. So over here I have provided the name SAST scan. So the name of your workflow, GitHub displays the name of your workflow on your repository's actions page. So if you commit name, GitHub sets it to the workflow file path related to the root of the repository. Then over here it is how to trigger the event. So it's mentioned as on push branches master. When there will be any push on the branch master, then the event will be triggered. Then is the jobs, that is test runs on. It's running on the machine used is Ubuntu latest. After that comes the steps. So steps specify like sequence of tasks. A step is an individual task that can run commands known as actions. So under this, it uses action checkout v2. So over here, checkout v2 means the action checks out your repository under GitHub workspace, so your workflow can access it. Okay, so for every task you are doing within it, you provide the name like install the dependencies. Over here, I am trying to do OAuth dependency check for SAS scan. So firstly, I will install the dependencies. Then I will install the OAuth dependency check, unzip it, and run the scan with ODC. Once the scan is run, we store the report in the ODC reports, and the report path is mentioned over here. So now we can see how it runs by going in the actions. Okay, we go to SAS scan. Over here, all the workflows will be mentioned. So here is the here we can see how the like steps are running. If they are run, it will show that it is successful. If it fails, then it will be showing that it fails. There is failure, or if there is error. So it is completely like the terminal. We can see if whatever is happening and while running the workflow. And after the workflow is done, we can the report is stored over here under the artifacts. So this is the SAS report which is stored over here, which I have already downloaded, I can show the report. So this is the report for ODC scan, which is generated. Here are the like vulnerabilities listed if there are any, and for like any application we do the ODC, we can get this report and know if there are any issues and resolve it. Moving further to the next step, I will be now covering code quality analysis. So, what is code quality analysis? Linting is the automated checking of source code for programmatic and stylistic errors. This is done by using a linting tool. A lint tool is like basic static code analyzer, and linting is important to reduce the errors and improve the overall quality of the code. Using lint tools can help accelerate development and reduce cost by finding errors earlier in the stage. And linting tools are like language specific, and thus the tool that can be used depend on the application being tested. Nowadays we have like different linters which provides many types of checks like syntax errors, or if there are any code standards adherence or potential problems, or security checks. So linting is like it is important to reduce and improve the overall quality of the code. Now let's see the demo for the same. We will go over here and linting tool.yml. Over here we will again provide the name, that is as linting tool scan, and it will also run on push whenever there will be a push in the branch master. These are the jobs, the steps mentioned. So firstly, install the dependencies. Over here, the tool used is JS hint. So it will install JS hint, run the scan with it, and again the report will be stored. This one we can see under actions. So this is the test which has run. It takes some time, so I already ran it. Installing the, so each step which we have mentioned over here, we can see that there as well, like install dependencies, install JS hint, install dependencies, then it runs install JS hint, run scan with JS hint, and post run the checkout is done from the GitHub workspace. Here is the linting tool report for the same, which can be downloaded, and we can see like whatever vulnerabilities has been found. It is always there within the artifacts, and if you want to run your like rerun your job, you can click from here, or if you want to view your work file directly, you can look from here. There are like many options which are available, you can try out. Let's move towards the next, that is Aspen. So software bill of material, ASBOM means software bill of materials. Software bill of materials is a list of all the open source and third-party components which are present in a code base. So with the software bill of materials, we can respond quickly to the security, license, and operational risks that come with open source use. So the tool which we will be using over here is our Cyclone DX. It is a tool of software bill of materials specification designed for use in application security context and supply component analysis. So for this, the YAML file is this one. Over here, we will provide the name as SAST Scan, then you can provide when to run, when to trigger the workflow. As I have mentioned, is on push. You can either schedule it by using cron tab, or you can like run the uh, manually. The jobs are mentioned. Name is install dependencies. Then the other steps, the jobs it is doing. Then installing the SBOM and generate the run the scan and generate the report. Here is the workflow run. We can see the console. So these are like this how this job is set up. Then it runs action checkout v2, install the dependencies for the SBOM, and generates the SBOM report. Over here is the SBOM report, which I can show. There is the zip file. So this is the SBOM report in the XML format. You can change the format accordingly. Just you have to mention or update in the YML file. Okay, so moving further to DAST. So what DAST means? It is Dynamic Application Security Testing. It is also known as black box testing technique, in which the DAST tool interacts with the application being tested, and it's running steps like a state to imitate as an attacker. And unlike static analyzer or analysis, DAST allows for sophisticated scans on the client side and server side without needing the source code or the framework. The application is well done. DAST tools so are specifically like helpful for detecting input output validation, like for example, cross-site scripting and SQL injections, or server configuration mistakes, or if there are any authentication issues or other problems which like manifest in real time or become visible only when a known user logs in. So the application which I will be using over here for running the test on Suite CRM is JAP. So JAP stands for Jet Attack Proxy. It is an open source tool which is like used to perform dynamic application security testing, designed specifically for web applications. It imitates an actual user where it interacts with the application to like perform various attacks. At its core, ZAP is what is known as like a man in the middle proxy. It stands between the tester's browser and the web application, so that it can intercept and inspect the messages which are like sent between the browser and the web application, and to modify the contents if needed, and then forwarded those packages on the destination. Over here is the YML file for JAP. So the JAP scan, we are like doing the same for the trigger. I have used same, but you can follow any other option you want. Over here, we will install the Docker, and then the JAP scan is run, and the report is being stored for as like mentioned as JAP line baseline report HTML. We can see this report as well. This is the report for JAP's scan. And we can see the YML file, and after that the con- workflow run. So over here is the job, setting up the job, then run actions checkout at the rate v2, then installing of Docker, JAP scan, demo over here, it is mentioned all the like how the process is going on, and the job is after that completed. We can like look all what is running. So after DAST, I will be covering how this like we will be implementing setting up the app through AWS. I will want to tell about the secrets storing management in GitHub Actions. So let's know like what is secret. Secrets are encrypted environment variables that like you create for an organization repository. The secrets that you create are available to use in GitHub Action workflows. For secrets like stored at the organization level, you can use access policies to control which repositories can use organization secrets. Organization level secrets let you share secrets between multiple repositories, which reduce the need for creating duplicate secrets. And updating an organization secret in like one location also ensures that the change takes effect in all the repository workflows that use the secret. So the rules for using the secret are few of them. Secret names can like only contain alphanumeric characters and or underscore. Spaces are not allowed in this. Secret names must not like start with GitHub underscore prefix or it will give the error. Secret names must not also start with a number. Secret names are not case sensitive, and the secret names must be unique in the level they are like created at. If they are created at organization level, the names should be different. What is secret management and its importance? So every platform secret management that needs secret introduces like at another secret store that needs to be kept in sync. Like nobody likes job failings due to missing or outdated secrets. Prevent like accidents and leaks, and also controls and monitors when GitHub Actions read secrets. Every time your GitHub Action job starts, secret reads get recorded on the audit log. Restrict access to only these secrets if needs, and know that you can revoke access with a single command. A single source of truth for your secrets. With your secrets centralized, you know that when a value is updated, GitHub Actions and all other tools will have it on the next run. And no more manually like syncing the GitHub Action environment variables GUI, or no more evaluations of each tool's own secret store. So the syntax is for secrets. Syntax is secrets dot the secret token name. Let's see how it is being implemented. Over here, there is a workflow that I have created long back. Okay, so I have given the name GitHub Action Secret Example Demo. On push, the job is secret in GitHub Actions, runs on Windows latest. The step is step one: echo out the GitHub Actions secret to the logs. Let's see it's uh, prints the secret or not. And to create a secret, firstly we go to the settings. Over here, the secret section, and here you we can create a new repository secret. So I have already created the secret token, and let's see when we run the workflow. Let's see the build. Okay. This is for secrets in GitHub Action. So setting up the job, then step one is just there is one step which, as I mentioned, echo out the GitHub Action secret to the log. So it gives the GitHub Action secret will be masked, and it do not show the secret which has been stored. So this is useful while we have to use AWS access keys or secret keys store or any other passwords or sensible information. Now we will see how we can set the application through the AWS. So firstly, we will be creating ECR, Elastic Container Registry, then ECS is Elastic Container Service, and in that we will set up first the cluster, then the task definition, and set up the service. And to like push the Docker image, I have made a workflow for the same. We can go to the code, then GitHub Workflows, and in the deployment YML. So it firstly it will install the Docker and build the Docker image, install the AWS CLI, and over here the AWS credentials are configured. So it is the AWS access key ID. It is stored as secrets demo ID and secrets demo key. The name I will be given when storing the secrets in the settings. The same name we will mention here, and we have to provide the reason in which it is set up, then pushing the image to the AWS. For the same, we will do the login and then tag the image and then push it. Once it's deployed, we will get the IP, and when we run the IP with the port number 4200, we can see that the application is live. Now let's move towards the conclusion. So the conclusion, why we are doing it through cloud native, like there are many other ways as well, but the way why we are doing preferring this way only. First is that resources. So like we don't have to worry about, like if we use the VMs for doing that same, so we don't have to, like in GitHub Actions, we don't have to worry about the memory or the storage of the system, and also the speed is good, so decrease the time of deploying the application. So the SAS scan, DAST scan, and the time they are taking to run is smaller, or like they take lesser time. And security, so cloud native applications are like more robust when their development integrates with pipeline based on the CICD approach. So thank you. And if anyone have any doubts or wants to send any questions, you can go or follow me on Twitter or LinkedIn. The ideas over here, and also the whole thing that I have explained, I have written a report which you can find on cloudnative.devsecopsgirl.in.
Hi, Priyam. It was a wonderful session. Everybody loved it. There were so many people who have so many questions for you. So
Okay,
the
thank
first
you so
question
much.
is, yeah, we loved it. So we want to know a little bit more
Yeah.
around linting. Like if you can explain a bit more around linting process, like how is it different from a traditional scanning?
Okay, so in linting, we are preferring if there are any. So, what is the question? Can you explain? Say again.
So how it is different from any other scanning? How linting is different, and how why is this important in the whole process?
Okay, got it. So, it is important so that in the early stage, we don't have to wait till the application is deployed. It's not like the application is deployed, then we are able to come to know, okay, this is the problem with our application. We can get if there are any vulnerabilities in the starting only. This is the importance of doing it.
And there are a few points that you touched upon,
Yeah, yeah,
specifically in cloud native. What are the key
yeah, yeah.
things that we can consider? Let's say I don't have anything on cloud right now, but I want to set
Okay.
up my whole environment in the cloud. So which should be my first step to the cloud native application security?
So firstly, we to see the priorities, like how we are going to do it. Firstly, we should have the resources. Then after that, the second step is the implementing of it. Like over here, instead of like I used to do it with the Jenkins and VM, I have used the GitHub Actions, and did it completely on using the AWS and GitHub Actions. So everything is done by the use of GitHub Actions. We are not like installing the VM or all this, and it goes directly on the this, and we can run it, and you don't have to worry about the resources after that, or you don't have to see the main worry like about the security. You can manage all this over here.
I think that's a very good point, which means it eases our work and it makes sure that
Yeah,
we automate things. And especially, someone has a
the
question around
speed is,
is
yeah,
go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just
I was
saying,
just saying
is
that speed also increased.
yeah, I totally agree. The speed also increased, but is it free to use by anyone?
Like which thing?
GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions is free to use by anyone.
Yeah. Yes, so it provides like free tire. You can use that if for a month. There is a limit, but it's that much you can use easily. Like it
Mhm.
don't gets like your work will be done.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Now I have one question. I have a
Yeah,
lot of
sure.
setup in cloud. Like right now, I am working around setting up the whole pipeline in the cloud, and I've been playing around with
Okay.
it. So, do you
Yeah.
suggest that I should go for open source tools only, or should I have a mix of open source and commercial tools? Like, what should be the strategy to go to the cloud pipeline, cloud-based
Uh,
DevSecOps pipeline?
Yeah, so I have I all the tools would have mentioned all will be like open source only. So like it is free to use and you can get it easily. But if you like it depends upon your wish completely. Like if you want to go to commercial, you can. But if there are open source tools, so we can prefer it. No like problem in that.
There is a very interesting question in the chat box,
Yeah. Yeah.
wherein is it possible GitHub steal our code
Yes.
and use it?
Okay. I don't think it has happened till now, but uh, it's not possible till now. Like it has not happened.
You never know, right?
Yeah,
It's just that
we don't know.
you have to put the faith in the company, and you're signing a contract with them. You're like they're abiding by certain things, right?
Yes,
Right.
but
Yeah.
there are options. You can make your repos or codes public or private, and even like they have to store your secrets. They have provided methods to use the secrets, and you can enable the like multi-factor authentication. So these options are there just for security. It don't get leaked.
Right. Absolutely. So I think Pranit have a lot of questions. We'll give it few more minutes while
Yeah,
people
yeah,
do drop in. Oh, there's another question for you.
yeah, sure.
Is there any other option for GitHub Actions, like any other substitute for that?
So we are building the CI/CD pipeline with this with GitHub Actions. We can do like other ways are possible. Like we you can use Jenkins as well. Like if you want to just implement the CI/CD pipeline, you can use Jenkins and the combination of AWS. So this can be like there will be others also, but I
Mhm.
have experimented with this.
Interesting. And What are some of the pointers you would like to share for newbies to get started and ramp up in DevSecOps?
Okay, so the steps would be like, firstly you should be interested in the field, and then you should like have knowledge, like you, it's not you should know too much, you will learn with the process, but you should know the basics of like how to use GitHub, how the things are working, or how to use the Docker, how you are deploying the images. And like in the AWS there are a lot of services which like you can be like just familiar, you can start reading about all this. You, it's not like you just start implementing or go so advanced in the starting, but you can read about all this and see how it all works. Now like no, like you can create the whole pipeline with using the GitHub Actions. So you can start with knowing, okay, GitHub Action, what it is, how we create the YAML file, or what are all the steps which are present in the CI/CD pipeline. So all these are like these things you can start reading with this, and if you get interest, just dig more.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Without the interest, I think there's nothing which can be possible. And to be noted that
Yeah.
there are so many open source tools which are available and which we all can
Yes.
use to set up the whole pipeline, right? You don't
Yeah.
like that's the first thing.
Yes, so the whole demo which I showed, there is nothing which is paid. It was all free, and I am using from long. So I have not yet paid for anything. It's all free of cost. So students who want to learn or want to try out, they can try out. And if they have any doubts or confusions, they can refer to my report also. I have written a complete report on this. It's on DevSecOpsGirl.in.
Right. There is another question. Can you share some learning? Okay, I think that's the same question which another person is asking. That can you share some learning path? So any free training, free resources, maybe to a blog post or to a podcast or something that you can actually share that you have with the audience.
Okay, so on internet, like a lot of information is available, and I don't suggest any particularly, but yeah, the things I have worked on that you can like uh, see on my blog post. I keep writing blogs, so there you can see, or you can Google. You will get a lot of materials. Like it's endless.
Yeah, and there's one important aspect is that DevSecCon YouTube channel has so many incredible videos by different speakers. Do check them
Yeah.
out. You will get so much of learning, so many resources. And DevSecCon has London. Yeah, London is coming up. Do not miss to check out the CFP and the show. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm so looking forward to it.
Okay, great. That's amazing news.
Yep. I think we don't have any further questions. I would just say thank you so much, Priyam, for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Vandana. And it's great you started the DevSecOps chapter in India.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you so much. And you'll see a lot many people getting involved in this. Uh, and
Yeah.
huge shout out to Sam and Waleed for helping. And for sure, Sam is doing
Yes.
so many wonderful things with DevSecOn and other communities. So huge shout out to
Yeah.
Sam.
She is too helpful,
Yeah,
always.
here she comes.
Laughing in the background. No, thank you guys. And obviously, just a reminder, I see a few questions coming through in the chat, but we will post this recording on the DevSecCon site, and we will link to all the blog posts and reports that Priyam just mentioned, so you can find them easily. And we'll pop that link in the Slack so that everyone can find it as well. So if you're after the slides, the recording, the reports, give me 20 minutes and it'll be ready.
Okay.
I'm going to regret
Super.
saying that, aren't I?
All
Awesome.
right.
Well, that's a wrap. I'm going to say goodbye to the world. Thank you both again, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.